So we are talking about the debate between friends and Job. And I guess I ask you to do homework, so I will not go through all of them. But there are a few things that I like to share with you. Let's read one of the Bildad's saying, how can man be righteous before God? How can he be pure, born of woman? Let's read 25 verse 4. Verse 4. Let's read to 4 to 6. 25, 4 to 6. How then can man be righteous before God? How can he be pure who is born of woman? If even the moon does not shine, and the stars are not pure in his sight, how much less man who is naked, and the Son of Man who is a worm? So you can see over here, Bildad is implying that Job was like a maggot or a worm, really belittle him. And he says that we cannot be righteous in front of God, just like moon really cannot shine a light in front of God, all the stars are not pure in his sight, right? So use the moon and stars as analogy, talking about no man can be perfect in front of God. Yesterday we talked about, in some sense, it is true, because Paul also mentioned that by the flesh, no one can be justified by the law according to his own flesh. That's why we need Jesus Christ's salvation. But actually, their point is that why Job suffered. Job suffered not because of his sin. Maybe later on Job have self-righteousnesses. Maybe later on Job says something. He tried to justify himself. He tried to accuse God to oppress him to justify himself. This could be not totally right. But just suffering itself, really, the Bible says that he did not do anything wrong. Not because of sin his 10 sons died, or not because of sin that, he lost everything, right? So we got to understand that the event itself is not due to the iniquities. But of course, later we can find some self-righteousnesses in Job, right? So really, just like compare with moon and stars, no stars can be pure in front of God. No moons, even the moon does not shine in his presence. So how did Job counter? Job, because Bildad talked about moon and the stars. And of course, Job continued to insist his own integrity. But chapter 26, verse 7. Chapter 26, verse 7. Megan, please read. 26, 7. Now you talk about sun and moon and star. I want to talk about earth, right? So Job react with earth. Job says that he stretched out the north over empty space. Hence the earth and nothing. You got to understand this book is written 3,400 years ago, right? People at that time cannot imagine you can hang a ping pong ball in the air. Can you hang a ping pong ball in the air? How do you do it? But the Bible here says that he hang the earth in the space. Who found the theory? Who found the theory that the earth is in the space and circle the sun? Who found this theory? This is gravity, right? This is Newton's gravity, right? So Newton only found the gravity not long ago, right? Not long ago. But the Bible already tells us that, the earth is hanging on nothing. Job already tells us that. This is really amazing, right? The ancient mystery talk about what is the earth. Indian mystery talk about myth. Talk about the earth was sitting on 4 elephants. The 4 elephants were supported by a turtle. The turtle was sitting on a cobra. Do you learn that? Yeah, this is the earth, the location of earth. And how about Chinese people? Chinese people say that 天圆地方, the sky is round, the earth is a square, right? You're walking to the edge of the earth, it is water, right? This is Chinese concept. No race is able to tell you that the earth is really a ball hanging in the sky. So that's why this book is called Book of Wisdom. There are many other things that we discover today is in the Bible. Let's read another verse similar to this, right? Chapter 38, verse 11. 38:11, chapter 38, verse 11. Ernest, please read. Ernie? Here talk about wave must be stopped. God draw a line. This far you may come, but no further. Your proud wave should stop. Why people are able to build a mission by the coastline? Or because they are able to measure, even though now the water level due to global warming is rising, but still, every season God draw a line. This is the line. You cannot go across, right? This is really amazing saying that we discovered. This natural phenomena. And Job already discovered long time ago. Now if you read chapter 38, verse 12. Verse 12. Please read. Who can read? Let me see. Who is that? If I am standing here, I have trouble to remember name. That's Stephen's daughter, right? Stephen Lynn's daughter. Who is it? Where is it? Where is she? I talked to you this morning. Is it Lynn? Is it Lynn? Yeah, is that you, right? What is your name, sister? Jessie? Jenny. Sydney from Australia. Oh, you are Sydney. You are not from Australia. Let's read verse 12. You cause the dawn to know its place, right? And continue reading verse 14. Verse 13 and 14. 14. Okay, here talk about, you command the morning since your days begin, and dawn knows its place. Now here really talk about the earth, right? Talk about earth. And talk about the earth is like a clay under a seal, and stands out like a garment. The earth, the morning light, the dawn knows its place. Every morning, the sunshine come out from the east. And the earth is like what? Like a clay under a seal. How did they print books in the old time? There's a cylinder, seal, right? stand still, and the clay will surround the seals, and the cylinder will start to roll, right? I'm sorry, the clay will start to roll by the cylinder. That's how 如同泥上印印, how they printed the books. Now, actually, this is talking about the seal is like the sun, know its place, right? Every morning come from east. And the earth was surrounding, like a clay, surrounding the seal, circle the seal. Just like over here says, right? Like clay under seal. This really talk about sun is fixed. The earth rotated sun, like clay under seal. Understand my points? This is really amazing. Again, it already tell you that, sun is what? The earth rotated sun. In the early days, people thought that earth is the center of the universe. But later on, we discovered this, right? Do you remember Ge Baini? How do you say that in English? Ge Baini, he discovered that, this type of theory, but later on he was put to jail by the church at that time. His name is Copernicus, right? Ge Baini, Chinese translation. So the Bible, again, found this type of theory long time ago than the science. This book is not for science. This book is not talking about science. But this book and many is the Word of God. Therefore, there are many things that have to do with the truth, right? Let's read another one that I think could be interesting. If you read verse 35, chapter 38, verse 35. Shanice's sister, what is your name? Venice? You know her name, right? That's good enough, I guess. Say it again, one more time. Venice. Finny. Okay. I think you will forgive me about my hearing ability. Let's read 38, 35. When I read this verse, I feel so interesting. Can you send out lightning that they may go and say to you, here am I, here we are. Lightning will give you a message to say to you, here we are, right? We have electricity outage in Houston. Anybody come from Houston church over here? No one is from Houston. Oh, yeah, Grace and Faith, yeah? Do you guys have outage at home? Electricity outage during the storm? Yeah, no electricity, right? Yeah, for days. So no internet, right? No internet. When you want to tell your people, hey, here am I, LOL. No way. No way to talk to people. Hey, here am I. So the lightning can tell you where you are, can spread the message. Without electricity, who is the first guy to tell you that lightning can give you electricity? Franklin Benjamin, right? Franklin Benjamin fly the kite, right? He tell you that the lightning can give you electricity. Hey, did you know that? You should Google. And so this generation, we have electricity to tell you where we are, but really it's the lightning bring the electricity, right? Of course, later on through that people invented this type of things. So you read the Bible, it just feels very interesting, right? Very, very interesting. Anyway, your homework is to find a saying of the friends and the counter saying. You talk about moon and stars, I talk about earth. hanging on nothing. Yeah. And this is another saying concerning Zophar I feel very interesting. Let's read chapter 11. Chapter 11, verse 13 to 16. 11, 13 to 16. If you would prepare your heart, 11:13, and stretch out your hands toward him, if iniquity was in your mind, in your hand, and you put it far away, and will not let weaknesses dwell in your tents, 15, then surely you could lift up your face without spot. Yes, you could be steadfast and not fear, 16, because you will forget your mystery and remember it as waters that has passed away. I really enjoy reading those verses, especially for 16. Now you will forget about your mystery. Remember it as water passed away. Right? Now, so Zophar was saying that, yeah, you have so much misery. Your son, your children passed away, you lost everything, right? But if you truly can put away your iniquities, don't do it anymore, then all the mystery, all the unforgettable mystery will pass by like water passed away. You will remember it no more. I really love this verse. I not only very poetry, but yeah, because many of us, we have very bad memory about the past. Like maybe you are hurt, or you have guilty feeling. You cannot forget, right? It's a mystery. Like, do you recall Joseph? After more than 20 years, his brothers came to bow down to him. He originally wanted to forget about all his father's house because it's only a mystery, a miserable memory, misery, right? Miserable memory. So he named his firstborn Manasseh. Manasseh means that forget about my father's house. But now they are here. They are here to make him recall the dreams he had at the age of 17 and all the bad memory, how he was betrayed, how he was thrown into a pit, how he was called a spy all the time because he always report the brother's shortcoming. Therefore, at that moment, he accused his brother, you are a spy, right? You come here to look at the nakedness of this land. The nakedness, actually the Bible used the word nakedness to let you remember his clothing of many color was stripped, was taken off. So all the bad memory, all the miserable feeling come to haunt him. So how was he able to forget about the misery as even you think about it, it would be like water passed by. First thing he did is like put them in the jail for 3 days, right? At the beginning, I thought it's a revenge, right? You do not like me, so I do not like you, right? So I want to have a revenge. But later I'm thinking, when I read this Bible, if it is truly revenge, maybe he should put them in a pit, in the jail, and try to solve them or kill them, right? No, it's not. Sometimes, God have righteousness and God have mercy. So after 3 days, he said that because I fear God, he showed God's mercy. Take them out of the jail, right? So later on, how can Joseph truly forget about misery? Not because he sinned, not because of sin, but because he was harmed by others. How many of you hold a grudge inside your heart that because someone you love really seal a mark which is so hurt, deeper, very deep in your heart? And how can you forget about it? Right? How can you forget about it? I think you should meditate how Joseph was able to forget about the misery like water think about it no more. Just like water passed away, right? Of course, later on, Joseph was able to understand everything is under the hands of God. He was only like when you play Chinese 象棋, right? There's a 卒, there's a soldier. When you go across the river, you can never return back. Do you play Chinese 象棋? Chinese chess, right? There's a soldier, 卒啊. You go across the river, you will never return. I think Joseph was like that. There's a people who make him go across the Egyptian river. He should stay there, preserve the life of all his household. Now, after he understood all this, all the misery, when you think about it, it will be like water passed by, right? Now, iniquities, actually, so far, if you do not apply this kind of theory to Job, it is true, right? For example, after the jail, Joseph's brother start to think about, it then remind them of more than 20 years ago, they sold Joseph to foreigners. They want to harm Joseph. At that time, I think they've never been put in jail in their life. So men think a lot. Their guilty feeling that hide in themselves, hide in their heart for more than 20 years, now resurface. Yeah, and then they repent. They talk to each other. They remorse about this event. Later on, after their father died, they confess their sin in front of Joseph. And I think only you are confessing, only you deal with your iniquities, you are able to totally erase it from your heart. You know that because you confess, you receive the forgiveness of Joseph. You receive the forgiveness of God. Therefore, the misery, even though you may think about it, they will pass away like water. So I just let you know that I really enjoy this verse. And how did Job counter this type of saying? If you read verse 12, chapter 12. Chapter 12, verse 6 to 8. 12, 6 to 8. The tents of the robber prosper, and those who provoke God are secure. In what God provides by his hand. But now ask the beasts, and they will teach you, and the birds of the air, and they will tell you. Or speak to the earth, and it will teach you, and the fish of the sea, and they will explain to you. Who among all this does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this? Meaning that the evil person also prosper. You talk to me that if I keep out of evil, I will forget about my misery. But actually, evil person are prosper. You ask the air in the sky, the beasts in the field, and they are able to tell you this, right? And then he continues saying, verse 15, if he withhold the water, they dry up. If he sends them out, they overwhelm the earth. You talk about my misery will go away like water. And then you talk about water, I also talk about water. But if you withhold the water, they will be gone due to the sun, due to the vapor, right? And if God sends flood, the earth will be flooded as well. Anyway, you can see they are, if one talk about nature, the other will counter saying of the wonders of nature as well, right? And they may apply to the problem or they may not. They just talk about nature. Just let you know so you can do your homework. And this is homework. Now let's look at Job's response concerning the friend's comments, right? Of course, at the beginning, his response was lamentation. We shared this in the prayer section already. And then from the beginning to the end, he affirmed his innocence, right? From the beginning to the end. He never thought that, even though in the processes, he already, like we discussed about it already, cursed because the birthday is not right. He was not aware of it. In the processes, he already, have the self-right. He even tried to accuse God to justify himself. Later on, God even mentioned about this, right? If you want to adjust yourself, that's fine. But why do you need to say something wrong about me to justify yourself? That's what God says, right? Let's read chapter 40, verse 9. Job chapter 40, verse 9. 王元勋的另外一个女儿，来 ，Where are you? What's your name? Huh? Jackson? Jacqueline. Chapter 40, verse 9. Have you an arm like God, or can you? No, not this verse. I'm sorry. Where was I? Chapter 40, verse 8. Verse 8. Chapter 40, verse 8. Would you condemn me that you may be justified? You want to justify yourself, that's fine. You do not commit sin. This suffering has nothing to do with your sin, that's fine. But why do you need to condemn me to justify yourself? 自己不生，自己不生，莫怪厝边哦。Do you understand Taiwanese? If you cannot give a birth, you cannot blame your neighbor. How can you blame your neighbor because you cannot give a birth? This is wrong. Huh? So my point is that, Job in the conversation, God already understand. Yeah, you want to debate with me? Your mighty hand already praised me, right? It's all you, right? If you do not praise me, I will be fine. So he affirmed his innocence. Huh? Let's read 27 verse 6. Chapter 27 verse 6. I think your name is Jonathan, right? Jonathan? Your name is Jonathan, right? Is that right? Yeah? Jonathan. Please read 27 verse 6. This is a very strong word, right? As long as I live, my heart will not reproach me. I want to ask you a question, and I want your answer. Today, if you are nowadays Job, do you respond like Job? Do you need to keep telling people, I'm innocent. As long as I live, I hold on. Yeah. I mean, do you need people to know that? To approve that? Do you need that? Gabriel, what do you think? Huh? Not truly. Naturally, you want to defend for yourself. Any others? Mark, since you guys are in the debate, you probably study more. If you are nowadays Jobs, what do you think? Naturally, yes, but nowadays, if your friends keep misunderstand you, what do you think you will do, Mark? Make more new friends. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, how about Kyle's son? Jonathan also, right? Nathaniel, Jonathan. What do you think? You will care or won't care? You will care. You still want to talk. But they still say that you are a bad guy. What do you do? Even I die, I insist on a bad guy. Huh? Respectfully disagree. Okay, very good word. and very political also, right? Let me hear some from sister. If you were a job nowadays, what would you do? Ellie, are you Ellie? Ellie, you are Ellie. Please respond. You complain to your mom? Why complain to your mom? Brushing will calm you down? Oh, talking about it will calm you down. You will not mind your friends, but you'll talk to your mom. And what your mom will suggest you to do? Either ignore them or confront them. So you have both way. Go both way. Okay, depends on the situation. But the situation is very clear. They just say that you are a sinner. Huh? You will ignore them. I think many people is entitled with their own idea. But if I were a job nowadays, right? I think I would let it be. 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 This is words of wisdom, right? I don't know. This is my personal opinion. I mean, I already, first round already. First round, or you still like want to fight for with me after the first round. I already share. We don't need to repeat this, right? Yeah, that, why do I say that? This is my personal feeling for your reference. Let's turn to 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3. First Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3. Verse 3 to verse 5, I think, verse 5. Yeah. Chapter 4, verse 3 and 5. Who can read? Grace, please read. Chapter 4, verse 3 to verse 5. I like those, and if I am nowadays job, I hope I can apply those verses to the situation. Paul says that I consider the very small things that you judge me, right? That I should be judged by you or even by human courts. Consider very small things, right? If you say something, I agree, yeah, I'm a sinner. I did something wrong. I should confess. I should repent. That's fine. But if I do not think so, what can I do, right? I can only let it be because I cannot, even though I explain a lot, you still do not understand it, right? And Paul even says that I do not even judge myself. Sometimes we have hidden sin. We are not aware of it. That's why when you pray, you should also think about, God, do I offend someone that I am not aware of? Please reveal it to me, right? A lot of times, unless God reveal it to you, you forget about it already. Yeah. I remember there's a sister testifying when she was a truth seeker. She came to our church, listening to the pastor. Pastor says that human beings are sinners. And she talked to herself, no, I never do anything in my life that is against my conscience. I am not a sinner. And then when she followed us to kneel down and pray, suddenly, she was lift up to the sky, right? Look at the creation, look at the stars, the huge universe, the Milky Way. Start realize, yes, indeed, there's a God. Now, after he knew that, yes, indeed, there's a God, God started to show all the mistakes that he did since he was young. He was reminded A lot of time we bury all those bad things, because what, those bad things really make us feel very guilty, and no people like to live with their guilty, right? So they tend to forget about it, and then you can live a easier life, but doesn't mean we are not sinner, right? So Paul says, I do not even judge myself. I might be good. Maybe I've hidden sin. I don't know, right? So he did not even judge himself, but he knows something. He knows one thing. Even though I know nothing against myself, yet I am not justified by this. I cannot recall anything that against myself, but God knows what did I do in the past. Verse 5, therefore judge nothing before the time, until the Lord comes, who will both bring to light the hidden things of darkness and reveal the counsel of the hearts. Everybody have their own thoughts we do not know. We can only judge by their words, by their appearance, but the minds only God knows, right? So God will judge. God will judge in the future. So that allow God to judge. No, you don't need other people to think that you are a good person. It's good that other people know that you are a good person, but you don't need to prove. Like Jesus, when he was misunderstood, when he was brought to be crucified, the Bible says he was like a lamb under the slaughter, saying nothing, right? Saying nothing. He did not try to defend for himself. Let's read 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 15. And Faith, please read. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 15.
1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 15. But he who is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is rightly judged by no one.
Yeah. We can judge all things, but if you are spiritually, yet he himself is rightly judged by no one, right? In Chinese translation, let me read Chinese translation. It's more interesting, I think, to read Chinese translation over here. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 15. 15 it says that 属灵的人能看透万事. Judge, it says see through. Spiritual person can see through all things, but nobody can see through him. I think I love this translation. Nobody can truly 看透你. Yeah, you are a good person, but people do not think so. They do misunderstand. Let it be. Right? This is something for your reference. If you are nowadays Job, this is something I learned from Job myself. So Job expressed that he did not know why God gave him suffering. Right? He did not know why God gave him suffering. Let's read chapter 19. Job chapter 19. Verse 7. 19 verse 7. Josiah, please read 19 verse 7. Yeah, he cried out loud and saying that there is no justice. Verse 11. Yeah, so he thought God counted him as his enemy. God's wrath, God's anger was against him. Yeah, if you do not know why things happen to you, you examine. But you cannot figure out why you suffer, right? One thing I want to share with you, one answer I'd like to share with you is that even though you do not know why you suffer, but there is, no matter what, it could be a chance for you to glorify God. Suffering is an opportunity to glorify God. Even though you do not know why, but please make it a chance to glorify God. Turn to John chapter 9, verse 3. John chapter 9, verse 3. So actually, Job's story, right? Job used his integrity to glorify God. So God is very proud of him in front of Satan, right? But even to us, same thing might apply. John chapter 9, verse 5. Leo, please read. Wait, not verse 5, sorry. Verse 3. Yeah, that the works of God shall be revealed in him. This born blind, and his disciple asked him, hey, we know our very fundamental understanding of suffering is sin, right? Even like apostle holding the same view. This is the major screen view. Just there are other cases, right? But this is the major screen view. He was blind. So who sinned? He did not. The apostle did not ask what caused it. He simply said, who sinned? Is the child sin? And how can it be the child sin? Because he's only a child, right? And his parents sin. But how can sin be passed down from like a personal sin? How can personal sin be passed down by parents to kids? So who sinned? So Jesus said, no, this is for the glory of God. Jesus wants to open the eyes of the blind. And his illness was for the glory of God. And how can you shine the glory of God if you suffer? How do you shine the glory of God if you suffer? I think human beings, we are able to glorify God in our suffering, can manifest it in two ways. Number one, we can see that when people got suffering or are suffering in the house of God, right? Just like we are all the members of the same body. One finger is cut, the whole body feel painful. And this is really manifest the glory of God. Because these people can see love in among these groups. Huh? Everybody pray for one another. Everybody show concern to one another. Yeah. I remember sometimes I really feel like as a pastor, we feel a lot of love from God and a lot of love from men. And sometimes I feel unworthy, right? For example, like when you got sick, like whose illness will announce to the whole nation? To ask the whole nation to pray for that person. Who? I guess only me, right? When you got sick, maybe only announced in the local church, right? Is that right? Maybe the neighboring church, maybe your district. But the whole nation, who is that? Who can do that? I guess only pastors. Maybe you are not aware of this story. I was sick. I was sick in the church. Sent out later to tell the whole church. Are you aware of this? Yeah, maybe you are. Maybe you are not. It's okay. Thank you if you pray for me. And thank you also if you do not pray for me, because you pray for other people. What I'm trying to say? I'm saying that these suffering processes can really glorify God's name because people show love to one another. Number one. Number two, because you can hold on your integrity. You can continue. Nowadays, how many people will say, oh, because I suffer, therefore I want to change my God? How many of you will do that? I would change my God because this God do not bless me. This God give me suffering. Very few of us will do that, right? We still hold on. We worship God because of his majesties, because of his what? He himself deserved it. That's why we bow down on him, right? So, like Job says, he give blessings. Will he not give disasters? His name shall deserve, is worthy of our praise, right? So, if you do not know why you suffer, at least there's one reason. God wants you to glorify him through this suffering. And Job hoped his friend can treat him better. How many of you hope that your friends can be nicer to you? Raise your hand. Okay. You don't want your friend to be nice to you? I mean, this is interesting. Let's read, we have 2 minutes. Let's read Job 19, verse 7. Job 19, verse 7. 19, 7. Augusta. Augusta? Do I pronounce it right? Augusta. Augusto. Augusta. Sorry. 19 verse 7. Please read. It's 11. 19. Oh, sorry. My bad. Wrong one. Please read chapter 6, verse 14. Chapter 6, verse 14. To 17. Okay, I think that's good enough. So he was hoping that his friend can show kindness to him. Yeah, we'll be back for this. How do you show kindness to your friends? What is the most valuable? How do you show kindness? Yeah, let's pray in silence.